What's the stupidest way you've hurt yourself? I tried to throw a dart into the bullseye on a dartboard that was on the floor, but threw the dart right into my left foot instead. As a security guard, I was running to deal with an issue and my flashlight came out of its pouch, went between my foot and the ground, stepped on it and broke my ankle. Paul Blart. I went to take a plate of Totino's pizza rolls out of the microwave. The plate was so fucking hot that I dropped it. Molten cheese bounced up and was burning through my ankle. I went to stick my foot in the sink to run it under cold water as if I am flexible enough to stand on one foot and get my leg up that high. I fell backwards and cracked my head like an egg. I had a 3rd-degree burn on my ankle, 2nd-degree burn on my fingers and 6 staples to the dome. For fucking pizza rolls at age 30. High risk, high reward. You'll get your pizza rolls next time. I believe in you. As a kid, I saw a rabbit on the other side of a fence, so I tried to climb over, knowing full well it was hot wire. Naturally, I fell off the wood between the wires and damn near electrocuted myself when I fell onto the wire. Never did get a hold of that stupid rabbit. That pesky wabbit. I was finishing up this intense jigsaw puzzle, which was on a low table, so I spent the entire night crouching on the balls of my feet. The next morning, my right foot turned purple and swelled up to the size of a large orange. I was on crutches for a couple of weeks. Well, never thought of puzzling as an extreme sport before. I should warn my retirement-age mother. ESPN 88. I was 8 years old and running home on my lunch break so that I could watch Inspector Gadget, which came on at noon. I decided it would be neat to look down at my feet while I ran. And next thing I know, I've run full speed into a parked car. I think I laid like a dead body on the road for a good 5 to 10 minutes. It hurt so badly. I was late for my Inspector Gadget episode and never told anyone what happened. I thought I had nothing to add, but your stupid self-injury reminded me of mine. I was about 13, riding my bike home, full speed, after buying the newest release of Teen Beat, Teen Girl Heartthrob magazine. I was riding through a plaza, not in the parking lot but in the walkway. A woman opened the door to the Family Dollar, right in the collarbone. Thrown off my bike and had to go to the RV ambulance. My boy band pics had to wait. Did the lady who MMBOP'd you off the bike stick around? Do you have PTSD flashbacks anytime you see someone with frosted tips? I wonder if I can jump high enough to hit the doorframe with my head. I was listening to music while getting ready to cook dinner and decided to use the frying pan as a mic. Did one of those look away from the mic to take a breath moments only to turn back dramatically in a powerful lyric and hit myself in the face with the pan. I can envision it, and am impressed. Thank you for the visual. Alright, so my sister is only 1 year older than me, and when we were very young, me 3, and her 4, we were in the bath together. I guess my mom thought this way was easier. She left to get something and my sister said that I should dive into the tub like a dolphin. Me, being the idiot toddler I was, decided this was a wonderful idea and dove right in. Had to get 3 or 4 stitches and a lifetime of stories told about it. I can hear the bonk from here. I can hear the aunts and uncles at Christmas from here. Drank from a glass bottle while walking. Knocked out a piece of my tooth. Also knocked out the S in glass. That's the partial lisp from one missing tooth. Hit myself in the hand with a hatchet. It was so cold I didn't notice until I looked down and saw the blood. When I was a kid I was chopping wood, missed the log and went straight into my rain boot. Oh hey, for me it was my knee. I was super lucky since I didn't need stitches and I didn't cut any muscles. I gave myself a black eye in my sleep. Rolled into the corner of the nightstand. I had a dream one night where the very end of it had me jump off a cliff. Cue a Wile E. Coyote second of time dilation where I realized I was now off the side of my bed. About to start heading down. I hit the floor to find I wrapped my neck in the tubing for my CPAP. Almost hanged myself. When I was 13 I was walking down my street, and there was a bee that landed on me right under my eye. In a brilliant move I brain farted and punched myself in the face trying to swat it away. My sister did a version of this. She swung a loaded shopping bag at a wasp which was flying between her and my mother. Missed the wasp but not my mother, who had no idea what was going on, and just thought my sister had lost her shit and whacked her with a heavy shopping bag out of pure spite. So my mom rolled up her sleeves and said about my sister whilst I walked on as though I had never seen either of them in my life before. Edit. Oh hey, thank you for the platinum kind Redditor. Kind of makes up for the public disgrace. Pure power move by you. I've sneezed and had a sharp neck pain for a week after. This has happened more than once. I threw my back out sneezing once. That was not fun. Herniated discs in my back sneezing too forcefully apparently. My brother was teasing me while I was doing homework. Think I was maybe 8 or 9 at the time. And after a few minutes, I snapped, took my pencil, and went to jab him with the eraser end, so as to not hurt him too badly and get him to shut up. To get a bit more force behind it, I decided to wrap my index finger over the other end, got the end with a point. I'm sure you can guess what happened next. A lot of crying and a trip to the emergency room later. I had a pencil point being removed from my finger. Reminds of the video of that fellow who tried to open a beer bottle with a bamboo skewer by smacking it in the bottom with his hand. That mental image made my whole body cringe. I know it sounds very Looney Tunes, but I actually stepped on the head of a rake once and the handle hit me in the face. Inoid Sideshow Bob groaned. YRRRRRRRRGH. When I was about 16, I was telling some story to my sister's boyfriend. I was rather animated about it and began to flail my arms about until I hit the glass fixtures of our ceiling fan and showered glass upon myself. Part of the glass cut around my nose and I began to rain blood. Was left with a nice scar and a decent story about situational awareness while speaking. When I was 5, I was rushed to the ER twice in the same week. First I slid down the banister as the door below swung open and I crashed head first into the corner of the door. Then 3 days later I was playing on the radiator, slipped off, and smashed my head again. Doctors thought my parents were abusive and there was an investigation over it. Apparently, my brother was so accident-prone as a child. Still is. Actually, it started with stupid stuff as a baby. Ate a bulb from a poisonous plant while in his walker. Fell off the deck at the babysitter's house. Young cousin was bouncing him on her knee and he tipped forward and hit the coffee table. And just progressed from there. Lots of stitches. A couple of broken bones. A concussion. There was definitely one doctor's visit where he was separated from my parents, who were also separated from each other, and all were questioned. He is really just that clumsy, unlucky. My husband has decided, in hindsight, that it is because his feet are easily a size 13 and he is less than 6 feet tall. He practically has skis for feet. Your brother is a born clown. Jumped from the roof of our house when I was 10, to see if it hurts or I'll survive. When I landed it was like an electric shock on my feet. Edit. I survived and yes, it was stupid, but when you are a child you tend to brag anything to your friends. So yeah, did hurt like hell though. I did the same thing except I used an umbrella instead of parachute, and when my friend asked us it hurt, I said no so that he does the same. That's hilarious but also terrible. I was leaning over a fence post trying to bend straight a nail I'd just mishit and bent. Only rather than use the claw of the hammer, I used the face of the head of the hammer. Slipped off and smashed myself in the forehead. A good 15 years later and I still have a scar on my forehead like a shit Harry Potter. Like a shit Harry Potter. A wizard. Gazw87.
Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox, guaranteed.